My name is Alden MacDonald. I'm the executive chef here at Northern Michigan University. And today we are going to make banana oat muffins. These muffins have 5 ingredients. That's right, I said 5, and it's a great little muffin or snack or something to make with your kids. And the reason why is because we get to use our hands today. And I love using my hands when I'm cooking, so call me a kid. But we're gonna start with a couple bananas. This is a great recipe for your bananas that are just about ready to say goodbye to the world. The ones who've got lots of black spots and are really, really soft. These are almost there. As you can see, we have some black spots. All it means is that these have more sugar in them than the greener bananas that you might get at the grocery store, which means they're better for this recipe. I'm putting my bananas in the bowl. There we go. Breaking them up. And then here comes the fun part. I'm gonna set these banana peels aside and compost those later. And I'm just gonna take my hands, I'm wearing gloves. You don't have to wear gloves. If you have little kids, this is really fun to do with them, where they can take it and they can just squish those bananas with their fingers. You can use a masher. You can use a mixer. I prefer to use my hands. Why would we make more dishes? This is the question of questions. I am a mom and I understand. Sometimes you just let your kids let their hands get dirty. It's fun. So once these are super mashed up, the interesting thing about bananas is when you start to really mash them up, it releases their juices and it gets really, really soft. And that's exactly what we're seeing here with these bananas. So once this is mashed up really well, we're gonna put our peanut butter in here. You don't have to use peanut butter. You could use almond butter as well. That works really well in this recipe. And I'm gonna mix this up again with my fingers. Mash it up. There we go. Oh, it smells so good. Banana and peanut butter. Okay. Then, notice I keep one hand clean. I do that very much on purpose, so I have to grab anything. I'm not making a mess. So, I'm going to take this. These are oats. And then I also have our baking powder in here that's in the recipe. I already mixed it in. I always mix baking powder, if it's any rising agent, with any dry ingredient that you have for any sort of muffin. And the reason that's important is that if you just dump your baking powder in here, you might get little pockets of baking powder that aren't mixed all the way in, and then that's very bitter and does not taste good. So that's why I've mixed the baking powder in with the oats, because it helps spread the baking powder out evenly in the mixture before it goes in with your other stuff. So I'm just going to mix this up. Yes, with my hands. You can use a spatula if you want. I like using my hands, it's fun. That mixes up really quickly. Then I've got some mini chocolate chips. I'm just gonna throw those in there. Mix those in. As far as I'm concerned, mini chocolate chips make just about anything better. Okay, so that's mixed up right there. And now is the time that I'm going to stop using my fingers and start using a utensil. And I'm just gonna go like this with my glove. Then I'm gonna take the other glove, go over the top, and I have a nice tidy package, all the mess contained, and I just throw that away. So then here, I'm gonna just scrape my sides, make sure that we have all of our mix in a nice neat pile. I've got a muffin tin here. This is actually for 8 muffins, and if you don't have a fancy scoop, that's okay, you don't need one. If you don't have a fancy scoop, you just use 2 spoons. You're gonna fill each of these 2/3 full. It will make 8 muffins. So if you wanna make 12 muffins, you're just gonna multiply the recipe by 1.5. So if it calls for 2 bananas, you do 3. If it calls for a cup of peanut butter, that's a 1.5 cups of peanut butter. So 1.5, and that will give you 12 muffins. So I'm just gonna take my scoop here, and I always start in the center, like this. If I'm not quite sure how much a recipe will make, I always start in the center and work my way out, because you want your fill to be in the center. All right, so I have a little extra because I was being light, but I don't want to make extra muffins. I want to make 8 nice sized muffins. So I'm just gonna take this, fill in, and these are going to rise a little but not a ton, so you don't have to worry about them overflowing. This is also a great recipe for anyone who has kiddos who are looking to start baking and you want to start simple. This is the perfect recipe for that. So I take this. A little tip is you can fill these with just about a ½ inch, a little bit of water on these. And what that's gonna do is it's gonna make sure that the heat distribution in your pan is even. It will also help make sure that they don't dry out too much while they're baking. And I'm gonna take this and put it in the oven and bake them for 15, 20 minutes, but you're gonna know they're done because they're gonna be like really golden brown on the top and poof a little. It's pretty obvious they're done that way. And when you pull them out and they're done, they look like this. They should just pop right out really easily. Ta-da! And you have a little muffin. You can see the inside. Looks really good, nice and bready. And all it is those 5 ingredients. And those are your banana oat muffins. Enjoy!